A lot of you recently have been asking me about how to create an online course and what platform I recommend and how to actually create the material for it. And so in today's video, I'm going to be giving you a detailed tutorial on how to create a course with my favorite online course platform, which is called Teachable. I'll show you how to set up your Teachable account and the course itself. I'll also show you how to add in the materials for your course and design your course, and also how to make it so people can actually purchase your course. All of that is coming up, and make sure that you are listening carefully because I'm also going to share with you a way that you can use Teachable completely for free, and you'll probably want to know about that. Before we get into the tutorial though, I just want to let you know about one more thing, and that is that Teachable themselves actually has a free online summit coming up all about how to create your own online course. It's completely free, and I believe that it is starting on March 26th, so I'll leave a link down below where you can sign up for that if you're interested in getting a whole lot more free information about how to create your online course. Okay, but with that out of the way, let's get on into this tutorial of how to use Teachable so that I can show you exactly how to create your own online course. So here we are on the Teachable homepage, and you can click this button up here that says create a course, but I'd actually recommend that instead you click this button over here that says pricing. Now, many of you might want to choose one of these three plans here, depending on which features you actually want. The basic plan has all of the basic features that you might need, including affiliate marketing and coupons and drip content, lots of other things that on other platforms are considered premium features. If you do plan to sell a lot of courses though, if you're expecting to make a lot of sales, you might want to go with the professional plan because that will cut out your transaction fees and it will offer you a few other features that can help you save money actually in the long run and have additional people helping you with your courses. So this might be an option that you'd want to consider. However, what I also want to show you is that if you scroll down here, there is this kind of hidden option that says, take Teachable for a test run, try our free plan. And you actually might want to consider doing the free plan because if we click this button that shows compare plans, you can see what each of these different plans offer. And you can see that on the free plan, they're charging you a little bit more money for each transaction, but you actually get access to many of the features of all of the other plans, and the free plan is free forever. So it's not just a 2-week free trial or a 1-month free trial or something like that. This is actually a free plan that you can sign up for and use indefinitely. And it certainly doesn't have all of the features of the paid plans, but it's plenty to get you started, and you certainly can start making money. You can charge money for your courses when you're on the free plan, and you're just going to lose a little bit more to the transaction fees, but if you're on a shoestring budget, you might want to consider that. So if you are going to go with the free plan, which is what I'm going to do for now, you'll just click this button that says choose plan, and then in here you're going to type in your information so you can get started. Once your info is entered, you'll just click get started. Now it's time to name your school, and I'm going to name this Startup Society Example School. Okay, so now Teachable just wants to ask you a few questions to get some information about what you're exactly trying to accomplish with Teachable so that they can give you the best experience possible. So what type of online course do you want to create? We're going to say that we are going to create a marketing and business course. Do you already have an online course? We're going to say no for the sake of this tutorial. Are you a business owner? We're going to say yes, and we work on our business full-time. Do you have an online audience? And here we're going to say yes. We're going to assume that you have at least a little bit of an audience already. And then which country are you located in? I'm located in the United States. Okay, and then they want my zip code. Okay, and then you're just going to click enter my school. Okay, so as simple as that, your school is actually set up now and you are inside the dashboard for your online course school. So over here you can see these different options where you can access the dashboard. That's where we are right now. You can access the users who are inside your courses. You can set up your website where your courses will actually be offered. You can track your sales. You can send emails to your students, and you can change your settings. And then down here under that, we have courses, and and we can click this button to add new courses. Now, before I get into any of that though, I just want to note this. It says, please confirm your email address to verify your account as soon as possible. Confirmation message was sent to startupsociety@gillianperkins.com. So now I'm just going to head over to my email, find that email that they sent me, and confirm this account. So here is that email that came from Teachable, and I just have to click this one button that says confirm email. Okay, so now my account has been confirmed, and this is in my Teachable account, which is very similar to the dashboard that we saw earlier, although this dashboard is more controlling the specific school and the courses, whereas this is more about like my user account with Teachable, and I could even create new schools inside of this one user account. As you can see right here, under schools I own, we have the Startup Society example school. So you might have different schools for different groups of courses that you create. You might want to turn one of your schools into a membership site. There's all sorts of different things you could do. But for now, I'm just going to exit out of that and hop back over to my dashboard. So this has now been taken care of, and if I refresh this page, then that should go away. Okay, so sure enough, that disappeared, and we are now all ready to go. So there's two main things that I want to draw your attention to. One is this that says site. This is where we can actually control the look of our site. So we can upload an image for our site. We can upload the favicon. That's that tiny little image that shows up here. And then we could also change the background of the site. So for starters, let's talk about that logo. Now, obviously you might already have a logo, but if you don't, you can hop over here to Canva, click the logo button, and you could design your own logo, or you could start with one of the templates that they've created and base your logo off of that. Okay, so for this example, I'm going to choose this one that says Tech, Green Technology, and I'm just going to leave it exactly the way it is. Obviously, you would probably want to design your own logo and use your own name and all of that sort of thing, but for the sake of this tutorial, we're just going to use this basically as is. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. All right, and then I will just download this logo, and I'm going to download it as a PNG with a transparent background. Okay, so now my logo has downloaded here, and based on these colors that I see in the logo, I'm gonna hop over to Pexels to grab a free stock photo that will match those colors and I can use for the branding on the website. Okay, so I typed in tech just to find some example images that I could use, and I see a couple right away that have that green color that I could use. Here we've got this one with some coding. Here we have a circuit board, and then here we've got this laptop. Now looking at that logo again, which one do we think goes the best with it? I mean, any of them could work. Let's pick this one right here. Okay, so since this is from Pexels, I can just download this for free, and so now you see it's down here in my download bar. Okay, so now I have most of the content that I need to get this set up on a really simple level. So we are going to upload the logo image by clicking that button that said upload image. Now, of course, they have some stock photos that we could use, but we're actually going to go into my computer, and then we are going to grab our logo design and drag it right there so it will upload. Then we just have to click the upload button, and now our site's logo is created. And then for the favicon, I'm actually going to use exactly the same image. And then finally, for the homepage background, I'm going to use that stock photo that I found earlier. Okay, so we now have the images for our site set up, and I know that this isn't exactly what you want your site to look like, but this is just for the sake of example. We can also pull up this background overlay if we want this to look a little bit darker so that the words that will be in white will show up better on it. So I'm going to pull this up, and then we'll see how it looks in just a minute here, and we'll decide whether or not we want it to actually be that dark or not. Okay, so now we get to choose the font. They have several different fonts you can choose from. I'm going to leave it as their suggested font there. Then we can choose a color scheme. And you can actually customize each of these colors to be exactly anything that you want. And I'm going to use this cool little trick by clicking this button up here. This is a browser extension, Color Pick Eyedropper. So I click on that, and then I come over here and I can actually choose this specific color, find out exactly what that color is. I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to get rid of my color picker and paste that color into right here, so that it will match my logo exactly. Okay, so I'll also change it right over here just so that we don't have two clashing greens. And then the rest of the colors are just pretty dark neutral colors or else white. So I'm gonna leave those as they are for now. Okay, so now all I need to do is click save for each of these different sections on the page. So I'm gonna save my colors, and then I'll save my font. And then of course I want to save these images. Okay, so now that everything has been saved, I'm going to click this preview button up here in the corner and see what the site itself looks like right now. Okay, so this is what our site looks like so far, and I think it looks pretty good, really. We've got these coordinating greens, we see the favicon up here, we have this font that we've chosen, certainly you might want a different font, and then down here we've got this big white space, and this is actually where the different courses that we create are going to show up. So let's go back into the admin panel, and that's pretty much everything that you need to do for the site. Now you can go in here, change the domain to actually be your own domain, whatever you want it to be, maybe startupsocietyexampleschool.com or whatever our logo is that we created here. I think it says Tech Green Technology, so maybe we want it to be techgreentechnology.com. Okay, then you can also change the navigation, which is how the different pages are connecting to each other, what page is on what URL, and so on. You can change your bio here, so you can add your bio, add an image, and this is something that I highly recommend that you do, even if you are the only author of your courses, because this bio part will show up in different places on the website, and you want people to know who you are and find out some information about you. Okay, so now I've come down here and I've clicked on pages, and there's a list of the pages. You can create more pages for your website. You could add, for example, a blog page or an About Us page, whatever you want to show up on this little website that you're creating that is about your courses, and you can decide what function each page is actually playing. You also can moderate your comments here, and you can change additional things using either the Power Editor, which allows you to drag and drop things on your site, or code snippets, so obviously you could affect the coding of your website. Okay, so all of those things are all related to your site. Now let's talk about a few of these other buttons that you see over here on the sidebar. We've got the users. Now, obviously, we don't have any users on our site yet, but this is where the users will show up. And then we have sales, and this is a sales dashboard. Clearly, we don't have any yet, but there will be a graph here that shows when sales were made and how much people spent at different times. We also can add in emails, although this is the one function that is not included in the free plan that will probably cause you to want to upgrade unless you're integrating your Teachable school with another email program that you already use, like ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign or Drip or MailChimp. You could integrate Teachable with one of those. That's what I've done in the past, but you also could upgrade your plan and then be able to actually send emails to your students directly. Okay, and then finally here we've got settings, and I'm sure that you will want to change some of these. So I've got my school name. This is where you can change that. You can also give a heading, and this is kind of like a tagline or a subtitle for your school name. Then you could give a description of what is going to be inside the course. Coming down here, you could add in your address, which you might need to do for legal reasons. You can also change some settings about the lectures. Do lectures get automatically completed when the video plays, or do they have to check it off? Do the videos start playing automatically? Honestly, I would probably turn this off because I often find this one annoying. And then you could sync your user course % complete when publishing. So this recalculates the course % complete for users when the number of published lectures in a series changes. Now, I'd recommend you leave this off, but basically it would mean that if you added more lectures, then it would reset how advanced they have gotten in that course. So I'm just going to save this real quick because I did change that one setting. Down here, the comments, you can change how the comments are moderated and how they are threaded. You can also add a blog to your school, which is going to be another page up here in that menu where you could post articles on a regular basis. You could take your school online and start selling your course, or you could delete your school. And then down here is the My Teachable Accounts system. And basically what this does is it allows your students to use their login for your school across all of Teachable. I don't know of any cons of this, but it means that people can log into other people's schools with the same login information. Now, of course, they'll still have to pay for whatever school they're trying to access, but they would have the same login information across all of Teachable. Okay, so those are all of the general settings. Now there's also settings related to the way that you accept payments, and you will have to enter your phone number and start setting up the Teachable payments this way. You're basically going to hook it up to their payment processing system, so they'll need a little bit of your personal information for tax reasons. There's also options here where you could change how taxes are collected for your courses. You could get notifications when people purchase your courses. You could change your plan and upgrade if you want to. You could change how you're being billed. Currently, we're not being billed at all because we chose the free plan. We can also set up different integrations with ConvertKit, with Segment, Google Analytics, SumoMe, and a lot more integrations if you do upgrade to the basic plan. Okay, so now let's hop down here to the courses section, because this is where most of the action is really going to happen and where you're going to spend most of your time. So once I click on courses, I can click this new course button, or I could click this little plus symbol right here. But all we need to do is give our course a name. So I'm just going to call this Awesome Example Course. And then under bio, you would need to enter the bio of the person who is creating it. Now, if you already created your bio inside of the settings, then it will actually be available here as a drop down. But because we didn't do that, we need to add our bio now. Okay, so now I've created my bio. I just entered my name, my title, and you want to enter a title that's relevant to your course, of course. So if you have some level of expertise or you do something related to the topic of your course, you'll just want to enter whatever that title is here, and then a description here, and you can of course use these different buttons to italicize different things or bold things or even enter HTML, and then I've added in my image. So I'll add that bio, and now I am the author of this course. And then for the subtitle, let's just add the most amazing course you'll ever take. Okay, so now that we've done that little bit of work, we are going to click Create Course, and our online course will actually be created. Now, of course, we still have to do all of the work of adding in the lessons, but the course exists, and it was that easy. Okay, so inside of the curriculum part of your course, which is the main part, we can create sections, and we can also create lessons. To create a new section, we would just push this button that says New Section, and that would create a new section, and we need to give it a name. So we'll name this Module 1, and then we'll just click Create Section. Okay, and I see that it created also this one automatically. So we're going to just change the title of this one to actually be Module 2, and then we'll move it to be after Module 1. So now all you need to do here is just grab this hamburger stack right here, and then you can actually just drag it, which is so incredibly helpful because often you'll get your lessons in here in a mixed up order and you need to drag them around, or maybe you'll decide that you want to move a lesson from one module to another. So I'm just going to create one more module here because I want my course to have 3 modules. So I'm going to push New Section again and choose Module 3. And then I will create that section. Okay, so now we've got 3 modules, and now to create a lesson inside of a module, we just need to click New Lecture. Okay, so here we are inside of the new lecture that we just created, and the first thing that we need to do is name it. I'm just going to name this one Lesson 1. Getting started, but you of course can name it whatever you want. Okay, so then I'll save that, and now here's where you can add in all of the information about this lesson. So up here we can either add in files. We could add a video, we could add an audio file, a PDF, or any other sort of file here. If we add a video, that is going to show up at the very top of the lesson page. Anything else will get added right below that. Here, we could actually type in text directly. So you could just type in the lesson if you don't want to add it as a PDF. You can even add a quiz, or you can add in HTML code and make your lesson look exactly how you want. Now, most of the time, what I do when I'm creating my lessons is I'm adding 2 or 3 things. I'm adding a video, always, and then I'm also often adding some PDF files, and then I also frequently am adding some text to give some explanation for what's included in this lesson. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a video file here. So I'm just going to click Choose Files and search my computer. Now, I obviously haven't created new video lessons for this specific course, but I do have some of the course creator lessons on here, so I'm just going to use one of those, and it really doesn't matter which one, but I'm just going to pop it in there. And and then I am going to click the upload button. Now, this does take a little bit of time to upload because you are actually uploading the entire video file and it's going to be hosted with Teachable. Okay, so the video file has now been uploaded and it's currently being optimized for playback. So that's basically Teachable is just working on getting everything set up so that that video will play properly. Now, of course, we could also add in a PDF file. So let's just go ahead and grab one of those so that we can see how that will end up looking on this page. So let's again add in one of those course creator PDFs that I've created for the course creator course. And this is just so meta, can't even handle it, huh? So now we're going to click the upload button and that PDF will show up right here. And then we also can turn on comments so that people could leave comments, and by people, I mean your students, can leave comments on this lesson. They could ask questions about the lesson and then you could actually answer their questions. Okay, and then let's also just add in a little bit of text so that we see where the text is actually going to show up. Okay, so now I'm just going to click the save button here, and then I'm going to up here click the publish button. Okay, so now my lesson has been published and I have three options. I can either click this button right here to go back to the course curriculum page and see all of the curriculum that I've created so far, or I can push this button to create a new lecture right now, so I could just make the very next lesson right away, or I can click this button to preview the lecture that I just created and see what it looks like, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so here we are inside of this lesson that we just created. Here is going to be the curriculum list where we can see all of the different modules and the lessons inside of them. Right now, because we only have one lesson, only that module that has the lesson in it is showing up, but there would be multiple modules that we could click through. Here is the video that we added to this video lesson, and it is currently being encoded. So that's what's going on here. In just a couple minutes, it will be completely ready to go, and people will see this video ready to play when they click on this lesson. And so here's the PDF that we added to this lesson, and people can click these buttons to scroll through it, or they can actually just scroll through it like this. And right now there isn't a button here to download it, and that's actually because we need to change a little setting inside our course curriculum, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. But that is an option for you to either allow people to download your PDFs and your videos, or not allow them to do that. Okay, so there's the PDF that we added, and then down below that, here is the text that we added, and of course we could have added a lot more text. Now below that, we've got the discussion. Your students and you as the instructor can leave comments here so that you can answer their questions. Okay, so that's that first lesson that we created, and now we are going to go back over here to where we created that lesson, and we're going to go back to our curriculum list here, and we're going to just add a lecture real quick to each of these modules. And I'm not going to take the time to upload videos to them, but I want you to see how the course actually looks with multiple modules and multiple lessons in each module. Alright, so now I've added a few more lessons. I have 2 lessons inside of Module 2 and 1 lesson inside of Module 3. And over here is where you can choose to make it downloadable or not. So if you push this button right here, then that means that your students that are enrolled in your course will be able to download your videos and your PDFs, which is something that you may or may not want to allow. And then you can also click this button, this I, if you want to, and I'm going to choose that for the very first lesson, and this makes it available for preview. So that means that people will actually be able to see this lesson and watch the videos, read the content before they buy. And this is like a try before you buy, giving them a little sample of what's going to be included. So now we have created our modules, we've created our lessons, we've added some content to the first one, and from here all you need to keep doing is adding more modules, adding more lessons, and putting the content into them. So now what we're going to do is we are going to preview our course. Okay, so here we are inside the course, and right now we aren't in any of the lessons. So we are in this class curriculum tab, and then down here there's the Your Instructor tab, which gives the information about me. Now right now all it does is has my face, my name, and this one sentence that I added, but you could have added a lot more information about you. So let's go back to the class curriculum and let us click on this first lesson so that you can see what happens. People can either click right here, or they can click start, or they could click start next lecture, and it would make people start the next lesson that they hadn't done yet. Okay, so now that I'm inside this first lesson, we can see that videos are now ready to go, and over here on the sidebar we have these different modules, module 1, 2, and 3, and the lessons inside of each of them, and I can click on these different lessons lessons, and right now these lessons don't have any content, but I could be taken to any one of them. I can see here that we've got this open circle for a lesson that I'm not on and I haven't completed yet. We have this half-colored circle for a lesson I'm currently working on, and then if I complete this lesson, if I watch this video, then it would be fully colored in, and this would then say something like 25% complete. Now, depending on how you set your settings, the lesson will either be marked as complete when the video finishes playing or when people click the complete and continue button. So I've pushed that button and now it says that I'm 25% done with the course, and you can see that this lesson is checked off and grayed out. Now, of course, students still can go back and click on this lesson and watch that video again if they want to, but now that they've completed it, they are automatically being prompted to move on to the next lesson, and they then have the option to click previous lecture or complete and continue. Okay, so here we are back inside the course curriculum, and then we can go all the way back to the school dashboard where we can now see that we have one course under our list of courses, but we can create as many courses as we want. Okay, well that is everything for this tutorial to show you how to create your own online course. I hope that you found it detailed enough so that it answered all your questions, but if you have any more questions, which I imagine you probably do, then feel free to comment down below and let me know. I always try to reply to all the comments in the first 24 hours or so after a video comes out, so just ask your questions right now and I'll get you an answer. But also make sure you don't miss Teachable's summit that is coming up. Like I said, it's completely free. It's their Women Who Create Summit. So during the summit, you'll be hearing from dozens of highly successful female course creators. Just a few of the speakers include Marie Forleo, Sherry Salata, and Nicole Walters. So if you want to hear any of those amazing women speak, then make sure that you click that link down below to sign up for the free event. Okay, well that's everything for now. I hope that you enjoyed this video and found it extremely helpful, and I hope that you decide to join me for my next video. I make 2 videos every single week, so if you don't want to miss that next one, then make sure you click that red subscribe button down below. The videos that I make here on this channel are all about entrepreneurship, success, and personal development. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.